Bigger picture, can the Chiefs fix this and actually repeat?
Can the Chiefs fix this? To answer the question simply and actually repeat this year and win a Super Bowl, that's going to be very hard to do. I would have to say I don't see that happening. Now, when we talk about it, we said, man, this team still has talent because we know a guy, we know they can play football. They physically can play football. They have talent. Guys have made plays in this league, and they have guys making plays now. But it's consistently and in critical moments, these have been the issue. It's consistency in critical moments that has caused what we're seeing. And let's be honest, we measure it too, what we've known the Chiefs to be. The Chiefs walked on a football field with that offense and scared everybody. Now you're scaring nobody. So now when everybody walks in, when it was a week you got to play the Chiefs, you worried about the Chiefs all week. That affected your preparation because you knew how great they were. Now the Chiefs are worried about the Chiefs all week. You got all the confidence in the world that you can go out and beat this team. Yep. I told you guys at the beginning of this year, I said this is going to be one of the toughest years for Travis Kelce he's ever had because everybody's going to beat him up, because they know you don't have any help out here. It's time to just beat you down now and make you work through all of that beating down, and then let's see if you can still go and break off these routes and get open for Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. And even he dropped the ball last week. Yeah. So it's starting to get to him. It's starting to get to him. I told
Skip early in the year, that's a different player. Skip looked at me like I had frogs on my face.
Yeah, it is.
Who's a different player?
Kelce was a different player.
Oh, okay,
when I told you earlier in the year,
he's
a different player, though. You could just...
And he's feeling it, too. And that's why he's on that podcast. Guys, you do know it's a podcast like Michael Parsons was. Yes, he's on his podcast. I just want to throw that out there, too. That's what he do. So he's on his podcast saying, we got to get this together. And I got to play better. He's admitting he has to play better. So he's self-indicted first before he went at anybody else. And I like that from a leadership standpoint. But once you start doubting, it starts permeating your whole team and your locker room. And right now, they used to be the most confident team, but I see doubt. Not just, so whatever we say is one thing, but what they say is the main thing. And it's not that I'm doubting it. I see them doubting it. I don't see that they believe that they can go and win a Super Bowl. They'll say it, but it's not what I see.
Yeah. So the question is, can they fix their ego issues and repeat? It could happen, but it's likely not going to happen. They're going to win their division. They got Cincinnati and the Chargers left. Right? I don't think Jake Browning is going to beat them, and nor do I think whoever the backup or whoever the guy is at Los Angeles with an interim head coach is going to beat them. So they're going to win the division. Now the question is, they get the home playoff game, so they'll probably win that at home, but they're going to be on a collision course to probably see Miami, Buffalo, Baltimore. One of them three collision courses is coming.
But it seems like they might get Buffalo at home to start it off.
Okay, so if they get Buffalo at home to start it off,
man,
that's a coin toss, 50-50. You don't know how that might go. So I think that this year, like Michael said, Super Bowl run is probably over. Yeah. It's probably over, a safe bet, right? Now, as far as...
You got 15 back there. With 15, anything's possibility, but I'm saying no.
I said possible.
Right.
I'm giving it a window. I'm just not opening the window all the way up, Michael. In terms of what Dante Hall said, the joystick, in reference to Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, joystick.
The joystick. You like that, huh?
That's the you know, Skip, but they don't know. That's what he's called Dante Hall, the joystick.
The joystick, because he had all that. He had all that.
That's a bad boy now.
Patrick Mahomes can do whatever he wants to do and say whatever he wants to say because they respect him in the locker room. Those are younger receivers. He's the veteran, even though he's not like a 10-year vet.
No.
He's the veteran guy there. He's the guy.
So
if he wants to channel Tom Brady going off on the sidelines, he's more than welcome to do that. Because he has the stripes to be able to do it. If he wants to get in their butts, I'm okay with that. I don't think that they would ever look at Patrick Mahomes and say he's a negative person, because I think he probably does more uplifting with those young guys than he does trying to diminish them or demean them and pull them down.
But Dante was before you. But was Dante talk? He was also talking about the style of play, not mimicking Tom Brady on the sideline with the throwing of the.
No, he was talking about. I'm just saying he mentioned
the ball.
He mentioned how that negativity will affect some of the players, and I'm saying that I think that there's a major balance there, because Patrick Mahomes, those are his guys. It's different. It's a little bit different with Patrick Mahomes because he has enough skins on the wall, and he does need to be Charlie check down.
He does.
Check back to last year.
I'm talking about.
Check back to last year when they were missing the cheetah. He still was trying to go vertical, and then once he realized, you know what, let me just spread this thing around the 9 different receivers, they wind up winning the Super Bowl.
They did.
So maybe they get back to that. Eric Bieniemy's not on the sideline. This offense is ranked 9th in the NFL when they were number 1 last season.
They were.
I mean, it's 9 in 1 out of 32 is not far off, but I don't think they'll get back to 1 before the end of the season.
I love what this man said about 1996, maybe 97, when you told Prime, Prime Time, we're talking about Dion. You finally just said, hey, we can yell and scream all we want to, but you just see the handwriting and you say it's just not fixable.
Yeah, and they're feeling that. They're feeling
I felt how bad y'all was. I couldn't wait to get to Texas State.
There you go.
Right. There you go. And you say, hey, and every team is waiting. You just saw the Raiders. They're waiting. They're waiting on them dudes. The Denver Broncos. Everybody.
I'm like,
all them teams you went through.
This ain't the same Dallas Cowboy.
Yeah.
Oh, Pup playing? Pup out there? Oh, I'm about to eat Pup alive.
Right, and that's what's happening to them, too.
Right. It's happening to them, especially to 87. Because think about what he's gone through. Taylor Swift shows up in the box early in the year, and he rises and shines because he's inspired. And he's going to say, well, I'm going to show you how great I am, because he is, a lot of people that he's the greatest tight end ever. He's the greatest pass-catching tight end. And he was sensational in the first 2 or 3 games. The first couple that she was there, he took the game over, inspired to show her. And I'm not criticizing. I think it's great. But all of a sudden, it's going to amplify the frustration if all of a sudden you start to fail with her up there and you're like, I gotta, wait a second, you're getting beat up because you're it, man. It's you or bust. And all of a sudden you're firing your helmet into the ground over by the bench because you know she's up there watching and you're saying, what are we doing? Then you go off on your podcast, you just scream and yell, we got to do this, we got to lock this, you know what up. And you're not giving me any solutions. You're just saying, we got to fix this. Well, how?
Right.
Well, guess what? You've gone 5 straight games without a touchdown pass. You've caught 5 touchdown passes for the year. You had 12 last year. You're not playing at the same level. Maybe because you're beat up. Maybe because you're now 34 years of age. What was happening to you guys? Michael made it to age 33, right? Okay.
Right, 5 games.
Okay.
This is Patrick Mahomes.
5 games with no touchdowns. I'm talking about Travis hasn't caught a touchdown.
Yes.
But Patrick Mahomes is throwing you the football, and you haven't caught a touchdown pass.
And we know these guys here don't eat. It's not what they do on script. It's the things they do off script.
Totally.
That's just incredible. So it's amazing that he's gone that long without Patrick Mahomes.
You can tell Skip earlier in the year, although when she was up in the stands and he was putting up some good numbers, you can look at the run after catch and some of the things he was doing wasn't the same over the last couple of years. You could see that. He would catch the ball and he still would get some yaks.
He always just covers it up.
I didn't see anything. I didn't think anything was wrong with him physically. I'm just saying, I think since once everybody said, all you got to do is slow down Travis Kelce. This whole machine shuts down. then you knew everybody was going to focus on beating him up. So later in the game, as the season goes on, it was going to get harder and harder and harder and harder on him. And it has been.
Yep.
And he's spitting out that frustration right now because everybody is beating him up. This is a hard season.
Keyshawn.
Yes, sir.
You made it 11 years in this league, and at 34, that was the end of the line for you.
It was done.
Okay, Travis Kelce is 34, and this is year 11. So is he getting near the? Sure, he's getting near the.
I was getting frustrated in year 10.
Okay.
So
all right, and you made it only to age 33, but you made it through 12 seasons because you started a little earlier. Okay, so are we arriving near the finish line here where he's taken a lot of hits? He is run after catch. Like I said, he'll cover the ball up and just bull his head down. Yeah, it's just not the same.
Okay. You could see he's not the same run after catch guy. I mean, he would catch a shallow crossing, one foot in the ground, split two, dodge one. He would do that, but that's not, and that's okay.
All right.
He's still very good.
He's still very good. One to be, if not the best, still tight end in the National Football League. But I'm just saying he's getting beat up more.
Yeah.
And that's why he is beat up more.
Okay. Now, against the Raiders, I told you guys whatever day we did. I'm getting the days mixed up. Tuesday. I told you I'm watching Mahomes, and play after play, he drops back and he looks, and then he dodges to his right, and then he circles back to his left, and he's just playing backyard football. And he doesn't have anybody who can play with him because they're not separating. Nobody's uncovering. No, he's looking, and then it's incomplete. And he's trying to force one into Kelce, and it's a dirt ball. And it's like, okay, to Joystick's point, if you get back to some rhythm in your offense, see, it's the Eric Bieniemy factor. They don't have a bad cop who can say, hey, what are we doing here? You are going to throw it to him on time. You're going to throw it on rhythm and on time, and we're going to get some momentum here.
Right. But when that thing starts rolling downhill in a bad way, it's not as easy to turn around. Okay, well, let's get some timing throws out. So Kadarius Toney comes on an under route. He drops that under route. That's right. Hits right in the hands. That's a timing route, right on time, and boo, 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 balls in the air, and now that's an interception. But that's exactly what you're trying to do. Let's get something easy. Let's drop it across the middle, and that ball goes in the air, and then this frustration comes out.
But to Dante Hall's point, when you have, and this is as weird, as crazy as it may sound, when you have the cheetah gone, you now have to make an adjustment offensively to becoming Charlie check now. The tight end is your available option. But also, Juju Smith-Schuster is your second tight end who's available to you, who's not going to drop balls, but he's going to be in precise little medium.
He was crucial last year.
He was crucial, so they also doesn't have that to their disposal, even though he's an SC guy. I'm not saying it because of those reasons, but he, so now you look back at last year, he goes boom, boom, boom. Oh, Juju, bam. Boom, boom, boom. Kelce, bam. Now they can open up things underneath for other guys to come. When you have a Kadarius Toney running shallow, that's not what he wants to do.
No doubt.
When you run a shallow crossing, Michael, you're going through there like an ambulance. And then you might run into a truck.
And that's why you don't get rid of a guy like a Tyreek Hill who has that kind of speed and will run across there. That's what made him so dangerous, because he gave you that. And if you can go find another brother like that, then you good. You good. You could do some things.
And they couldn't find him. It's not another Tyreek Hill running around.
I don't
they
think
fell into that.
There may not be another one.
You do understand they fell into that one.
We may not ever see another Tyreek Hill.
Because when he came there, he was only on special teams for a minute, returning kicks and punts. And then they got rid of DeAnthony Thomas and slid him into that role, and the rest was history. You ain't going to find that one.
Yeah, never again.
But money, they let the money get in the way, though, too.
Yeah,
it was just a perfect combination. It really was.
To sum this up.
Why they let him get out of there?
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Patrick Mahomes has been the QBR king for the last 5 years. He's dropped to 7th in QBR. Pro Football Focus grades him as the 9th best quarterback. It's just, but it's okay. That's what they're up against right now.
I get
because
it, but no.
he's just struggling. He's just struggling. He's not what he used to be. They're not.
Well, he
No,
is.
he's what he used to be.
He's still what he is.
He is what he used to be. He doesn't have.
If I add them 30 lead, what is it, 30 now? It's up to like 30-something drops. And if I add them as completions, his completion percentage is going to go up.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to do this. We ain't going to start talking about he ain't what he used to be. He's still the same quarterback.
He's still one of the best, if not the best quarterback.
They're not around him to cast the characters that he once had. Kelce's a little older. The other guys are still trying to figure out how to play the position. Defense is doing okay. I mean, their defense is okay.
For a while, they were really good, and then they've tailed off.
Right.
I do not see them repeating because I think they could lose at home in their first playoff
if they
game.
draw
If it's Buffalo.
Yeah, they could.
I agree.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.